Like, do it to make where you think you could like it tomorrow. That way.
What I'm telling you is I'm absolutely not going to like this at all. There's Hello beautiful people, now that I'm done crying, here's a quick look at what our counters looked like before. This was the first day of the project. We got really lucky. We had 2 months from the time that we closed to the time that our lease was up at our last place. So we had that amount of time to work on a lot of these big projects. If you ever done renovations while living in your home, you understand what I mean when I say we got lucky. We have 2 kids and a dog. This was before we moved in, so we had nothing. No internet, no cable, no TVs, no nothing. Ryan had to do all of the prep work on his own. Cole did try to help out.
I'm inspired by thirst. I'm inspired by worth.
I was finally able to get away from the kids for a little bit to help out with the painting, but then we realized we probably weren't done with the prep work. We ended up stopping for the day because, you know, life. Ryan had to restart the prepping the next day. This right here is where I went wrong. I have no idea what I was doing here. I realized that I wasn't paying attention to any of the videos that we watched. Basically, I created a mess, I got overwhelmed, and I walked away. So grateful for my Ryan for not losing his ish like I did, and he just continued to do what he was doing.
Every move was on the page, but I didn't like their way. Had to fight and misbehave, had to find a way to change, had to leave to find my way. Caught up in a daydream, I beat my mind up there almost daily. It's how I pass time.
After my meltdown, I came back and Ryan, the person who was actually paying attention to all of the videos, told me to just wipe it down and start all over. That is one thing that's great about epoxy. You can start over. And this is where I started over. I finally get my area right and we have a blowtorch accident. There wasn't enough epoxy on the back end of the counter, so we literally burnt a hole through it. And again, I'm so thankful that I have my Ryan and that he's a repairman and that he can fix anything, because I was freaking out and this was nothing to him.
They don't want me to change, keep me where I'm standing. And I don't want to be where I am. And I want something more, take a chance. It could be possibly.
This was probably 2 days later after everything had cured and set. Our first layer wasn't that great. There was a lot of air bubbles. So what I'm doing right now is just sanding everything down so we can put a new layer on top. Adding the last coat, which was the clear coat. This is the final step, blow torching to get any remaining air bubbles out.
Doing my best, even though I'm so stressed out.
this is the final outcome. This project was a lot for me. It was very overwhelming and very emotional, and I'll be very honest, I do not like the end result. Not that I think that we did a bad job, it's a little bit bold for what I was going for. I wanted something a little bit more subtle. With that said, will I ever epoxy anything ever again in the future? Absolutely. Will Ryan let me? Probably not. This was definitely a project for us. But thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.